Okay, hello out there. My name is Eloy, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about this thing called Alice in Wonderland syndrome. And so I've never actually heard of this, but what it is it's a condition, a rare condition that is a brain problem. It's a sensory input processing problem that people develop. Like I said, it's kind of rare, few and far between, but luckily it doesn't last long. It's like a temporary thing typically, and usually doesn't require immediate medical attention. In some extreme cases, it does, but it's something that's not very common, I guess. And it kind of starts with disturbances in self perception or self awareness, or what they call depersonalization, where your kind of body detaches from your brain, and things are distorted and they just don't seem very normal. And so that's how it kind of relates to Lewis Carroll's story Alice in Wonderland. And before I really get going, I just want to show you a couple of illustrations from the book, classic illustrations, where Alice herself is distorted. She's too big for this room in that illustration. There's another really good one here where her neck is elongated or way bigger than it should be. And then another one where she shrinks down here, or she's bigger than the rabbit there when she's going down the rabbit hole. And so a song that talks about this is Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit, where they talk about where, what is it, logic and perception have fallen, or logic and proportion have fallen to sloppy death. And so that's kind of what's going on in the brain of one of these persons. Is it's getting cross-fired or disturbed in a way to where they're not really sure how their body is orientated, sort of. And so some of the causes, it's very uncertain. They haven't really pinpointed an accurate certain cause of it, but what can kind of happen with it might be caused from really bad migraines, abdominal and cranial migraines, along with bad infections like the Epstein-Barr, H1N1, and a few other different infections that can result in bad, perceptual mental issues. Seizures is another thing that can happen. Same with strokes, mental health issues associated with like schizophrenia and other things. Medication, over-the-counter drugs, like medication you take for certain illnesses, and then street drugs like hallucinogenics, and then inhalants, some things you inhale that can have cause you to have these mental distortions. Another things that cause it is brain tumors or brain disease, which degenerative brain disease can cause your brain to malfunction as well, kind of decline and stuff like that. So one thing we were supposed to discuss is what the role of a speech language pathologist would be in all this. And unfortunately, speech language pathologists don't have much of a role, and I'm assuming that's because it's very temporary and it doesn't last long and it doesn't require like extensive therapy. But on the other hand, audiologists can be of help in this kind of syndrome. They can test extensively for your hearing and balance problems like vertigo, and then identify what's causing possibly some of these audio distortions, like soft sounds or sounds that aren't maybe there, or they're distorted. It might be somebody talking, but it sounds like something else. And then they can do an assessment of neurological testings that really kind of test your vestibular system, so your balance and everything. And then they also can do like a multi-sensory evaluation, and it just can identify the connections between the audio and visual and your body distortions. So that, in a nutshell, is kind of what describes a little bit of Alice in Wonderland syndrome. Crazy thing about the author, Lewis Carroll, that's actually his pen name. He was an Englishman known as Charles Dodgson, or Dodgson. And he was actually a multi-talented man. He was an author of children's books and other things. And then he was a mathematician for Oxford University. He was a poet, I guess, as well as a deacon, a religious deacon for the church and stuff. So he kind of had an interesting story, and it is believed that he might have suffered from this syndrome, and that's what caused some of the inspiration behind it. And so thanks for checking this out, and have a good day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.